What is up, champion?
How you doing, man?
Doing great, big guy. How are you?
All right. I'm doing all right. What's up?
Just calling. I just want to chat with you. I want every single person I know to be extremely fabulously wealthy, bro. So I'm not gonna rest until you burn money for heat.
Fuck, man. I know. I want to.
So let me help you. Let's see if we can figure it out together.
Yeah, man. I've been struggling lately, man. I don't know what it is. I mean, I switched my focus, man. I hadn't really niched down to a specific group of people. I was kind of just helping anybody that came along, anybody that needed help with like organization and marketing. Obviously, you saw the software, but the only way I would market my business up until recently was, I would either run ads or I would leverage groups, or recently I was doing content, and that was helping. I actually signed up a couple of people from the content I've been doing. I stopped doing content really just because it got to a point where I couldn't keep up with it. I was doing it every day. I did it every day for like, I want to say maybe 3 months. And it helped, but it wasn't sustainable for me.
Sure.
And then recently I switched over to pressure washing companies that I was just to try out a niche. Like I niched down to a specific group.
Yep.
And it's been tough, man. I haven't gotten any sales whatsoever. Like part of it is because it's a seasonal business. It's a seasonal industry. Right now it's winter. People aren't really pressure washing, so most of them, at least some of my pressure washing clients, put a pause until like March.
Yep.
So I'm in a tough spot, man, because I can't make any sales right now. Like nothing's coming in.
Or are you gonna change? I mean, why don't you do like snow removal rather than pressure washing? Or is that too hard?
Yeah, I tried doing that. So snow removal and Christmas lights, hanging Christmas lights during those times. But the problem is a lot of these guys that I was working with, I tried to get them to do that, but they had a few challenges getting that going due to insurance, and then you got to take some certification courses, and it's not feasible, man. I think I need to go where the money's at. I'm finding a lot of people through the ads that are coming in that they just have either very low budgets or they don't really understand how to run a business.
Sure.
So it's like I'm fighting an uphill battle, man. It just feels like. Have you ever gone through that point where like maybe your targeting was off, or maybe you were speaking to people that just didn't have any money to invest?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How do you handle that?
You change. You recognize the problem is step one, and you create an entirely different pivot. Because when I looked at the funnel that you sent me, so you had an advertisement, you had the page that you sent me, like those, like the thank you for thank you for scheduling this phone call, and then when you're talking to people, you realize that they don't have tons of money. But here's why: is the ad that you were running, or at least from what I saw, I couldn't tell any specific qualification of I'm not that person. So, for example, it looks like anyone could kind of do what anyone could be a part of your program, but not someone who's making, let's say, like, hey, listen, you're making $280,000 a year, and you are getting slammed. Right, you just use you, right? Use your story. Use your exact metrics of what your struggle is, and use that struggle as the marketing campaign. Right? Do you feel like your target audience that you're reaching out to isn't connecting with you? That they're not your right audience? How do you make that shift? And the shift is generally made through number one, like you have the awareness. Okay, they're not my right customers. And number two, figuring out who your perfect customer is from the people who've already paid you in the past, who've already worked with you in the past, now that you've worked with them, reverse engineer who they are.
Yeah.
And then use very specific qualifiers on that landing page so that they know not to even schedule a call with you unless they're doing a certain amount of money.
Yeah, that's one little thing that's missing in my marketing funnel, where I really just have, what I have going on is I have the ad. It goes to a form that qualifies them, but it's not really qualifying them. Like, it eliminates some of the calls. Like, for example, if people are like, "Oh, I don't really have an issue that I need to solve right now," if it's more like they just want more information, like that immediately disqualifies them. If they say that they don't have any money, I let my system do the talking to them, but I personally don't give them a call. And then the ones that have budgets, like, 500 plus, those are the ones that I spend time talking to, just to kind of get to know them. But the issue is that, and I don't know if you've ever done this before, but they'll tell me like, "Hey, my budget is between 500 and 1,000, but I end up pitching them a $3,000 program." So
Exactly. I would have their budget. I would have your budget outlier a lot higher. If you know that you have to sell them a $3,000 thing, their budget needs to be at least $3,000 a month.
yeah,
So that's a step for sure. But then number two, man, is the landing page after they go to the ad, John. It needs to be some type of story, dude. Like, there needs to be
I don't have that going on.
exactly. There needs to be some type of either a landing page or a webinar or more about what you did and what you've overcome and who you are and what you've built. And you can share a failure, and then you share a success. And the success can be as easy as, "Hey guys, here's the deal. 7 years ago, I was absolutely broke, penniless, no job, no outlook, no nothing. And now I make enough money. I make 6 figures online. I'm able to totally feed my family, and I'm living a comfortable life. And here is who this program is for. This is for the person who is an entrepreneur who spends $3,000 a month or more on marketing, who you do not feel like you're really getting as good of results as you could. You're making some money. You're sustaining your business. You're doing okay, but you're really not crushing it. And there's like 2 or 3 knobs that you can turn, and you're just not sure what those knobs are. I've got those knobs. I can help you turn those knobs. Let me show you exactly what knobs I'm talking about. And then boom, you have a video or a webinar or screenshots that go into your program, into the real marketing program, where you can show how the text messages and the sequences are able to follow up with everybody. But it needs to be some type of longer page about you and about your story and about kind of who you are. And it can be what's called a VSL, John, a video sales letter.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, so you could do a video sales letter where it's just, you and you're talking to the camera and you have a really good audio, so make sure you have a good mic and it's not echoey. But you're just talking to the person and you're just kind of sharing their story in either a webinar format or you're just talking to the camera, and you get to, your video guy or your wife or whoever just edit out all the ums, buts, and ands and just kind of make it as clear as you can and just kind of talk and solve their problem and be very specific on the customer that you're trying to solve problems. Because here's the thing, bro. There are some people who need to work with the customers who don't have tons of money, and they are able to get their products at a very, very low cost. So let's just say Walmart, for example. Okay, that's Walmart's business model. Be as efficient as possible, right? McDonald's, that's their business model. Be as efficient as possible so that we can get our costs down as low as humanly possible so that literally anyone will buy from us. So if someone's budget is $50 to $500 to $1,000, you need to be selling them a $45 a month thing. Something that's a no-brainer. They can't say no to it. So if you don't have a $45 a month thing because you're not Walmart, then be the Chanel or be Target or be Costco. Like, figure out the other thing to offer them. So to give you an example from my company, from Real Life Trading, I didn't give them anything to buy. I just gave them stuff for free. because I don't really care about their money. I want them just to learn. And then maybe they'll buy my book. So, from a revenue standpoint, maybe I'll make $2 from that purchase, right? Okay, fine. But if I get enough $2 purchases, it can add up. So anyone can buy a $2 thing, right? Like any person under the sun, essentially, unless they're really, really, really economically strapped. So then you're going to be talking to who the customer that you have, and keep that in mind. If you are speaking to a lot of lower income individuals or businesses or newer businesses, then offer them something that's cheaper. If you know your product is $3,000, John, then you got to qualify that out the gate and tell them that in your video sales letter, and have people really, really know who you are and what you've done for yourself and for other businesses. Because the other thing too is on your pages that I saw, I didn't see any numbers. So I'm not impressed. Like, I'm going to listen to you, but like, for not all the world, but there is some people who want to just see the numbers, right? If I spend you $3,000, how much money am I going to make? Unfortunately, most people just care about the money. So they don't care about the results. They just want numbers. Like, all right, I spent $3,000. Am I going to make 20?
Yeah, which in the past I used to do this thing on sales calls which I stopped doing it, and I don't know exactly why I stopped doing this, but in the past I used to like ask them, okay, so like if I get you 10 leads, right? 10 qualified leads, what are your close rates? How many of those can you close? If they say, let's say 5, then they have obviously a 50% close rate. Then we talk about, okay, so how much is each customer worth to you? They say $1,000. Well, okay, that's $5,000 you can expect right off the bat. If I can get you at least 10. Well, guess what? I'm going to guarantee 30. And then from there, it honestly, like, I have no way of comparing whether it would have worked or not, because I never made
Sure.
sales like that. So I tried it for a while, but it never really mattered to the people I was speaking to. So if I'm hearing you correctly, it sounds like you're basically just telling me to make sure that I'm specific about who I'm targeting, and if there's a budget that they don't meet, then sell something cheaper. So for the people that have that low budget, I do sell just the CRM, which is $500. And what we do is we offer to run it for them initially, so they get some cash flow going right off the bat, so they start seeing results. So it's basically we contact their list of customers, and the system will automatically start sorting out who has intent, who doesn't, and that should get them some business coming in. We also automate the whole Google reviews, so they start getting some Google reviews, they start getting referrals. Just a quick little influx of money, right, for the people that don't have much money. But I want to sell more of the $3,000 product, which is really advertising, right? So I don't use the whole funnel step, right, for service-based businesses, because a lot of times what I found is that the people that are looking to get like a pressure washing job done, for example, they don't really care about a funnel. They don't really care about the story. They just want to know. It's more of a commoditized service. So they just want, somebody that's good, decent. And
Sure. Well, think about this though, John, real quick though. A lot of the customers that your customers are going to support, for them to have a text message services, is they need to be repeat customers. So pressure washing is not good, because I used to do pressure washing, bro, and I do it once, I'm good for 10 years. I'm never talking to that person ever again. They're never going to need me ever again for a pressure wash.
So the way we try to, so here's the thing, and I agree, most people won't call back. What I'm training, like I'm educating my guys to do, is to create subscription models where they go to the house and they say, or the homeowner, and they say, listen, we'll do a house wash, we'll do pressure washing, house washing, roof washing, maintenance, like literally property maintenance once a month for X amount of dollars. Let's say it's $5,000 a year. And there's people that are actually they're doing that, and it's working because it's a convenience. They don't have to worry about it. Somebody just maintains their house, makes it look real nice, and that's really all the homeowner. It's the right homeowner that matters.
Oh yeah,
But
I agree, but I still don't think that's the best product that you could offer for the pressure washers.
which one?
That I mean that like I have tons of money, dude. I would never buy that. Honestly,
Yeah.
I would say no because my house isn't that dirty. And if you cleaned it once, so the inside of my house, yes, right. So maids, 1,000%, I'd pay a subscription fee right now. Because here's what's beautiful, man, is I am your target customer, as you know. I've done business with you before. I love you. I know all about you. You're my boy, and I know what you'll need more of. And so you do absolutely have to think about your best customer client is someone that has a lot of return service. Because if you have a lot of return customers, John, without a subscription model, without changing everything, because then you got to think about it's more work for the person. They got to drive out to the person's house every day, like every month. If they get, that's not scalable, right? If they have 1,000 houses that say yes, they're making a crap ton of money, but they're going to be just murdered for the next 12 months, right? They're going to have to get more people and they're going to have to hire people. So that's not really, it's really, really hard to scale that from their perspective. That's their fear that they're going to have. So if you go to bakers or mobile car cleaners, would be an absolute no-brainer.
Yeah.
Something that's going to get dirty a lot because your house doesn't get that dirty. So maybe it's lawn care, but I wouldn't say pressure washing, man. Like I just don't think that's going to be the best people for you. It needs
Yeah.
personally, just it needs to be someone that I'm going to go back to at least twice a year minimum. So gyms, I'm just trying to think like saunas, massages, something that I'm going to go back to. And then you're able to offer that company, John, the realization that they're leaving tons of money on the table because they aren't following up with their customers as good as they could.
Yeah.
And so then they don't have to change anything. They don't have to do anything different. No new products, no nothing. You can go to them and go, listen, I can guarantee you sales. And here's what I'll do. I will, if you pay me $500 just for my time, I will sit down and I will spend 3.5 to 4 hours on your funnel for you. I will build it out and we will go after your current existing clients. And I guarantee you, I will get you XYZ amount of sales. And if I don't, if no one buys, then you have the sales, you have the thing, you have all of it for free for an entire year. If you want to use it, great. If you don't, you'll never hear from me again. But if we get sales, will you agree to have another conversation with me about having some type of monthly program that's going to be very affordable, that will be covered by your net sales? What do you think? And then the first person who talks loses.
Yeah.
Right? Let them say, yeah, that sounds like a good, like, who wouldn't do that? I don't, what company would say no to that? That seems insane to me.
Yeah, I agree. I've given them some pretty good like offers like that, and I noticed at least with this particular niche, they're very scarcity mindset, kind of like any contractor. Really, if they're not doing like if they're not established, they haven't been in business for a while. Anyone that's struggling, they're very scarcity mindset.
That I agree with. That I don't disagree with that at all. But that's why if you know that's the case, change that market, man. Go after the abundant people.
Man. That's what I'm thinking. Like I decided to just niche down because I wanted to test the idea. I had never niched down in business, and I found honestly more success not niching down than I did niching down. But when I decided to niche down, I realized how much easier it was for scale. And I feel like I just need to pick the right market. And I hear people say this all the time. It's not the niche. It's your strategy. And I like how that sounds. But I don't know, man. Like I'm having a lot of difficulty in this space. It's like I'm not selling anything. And it's taking a toll, man. It's a tough niche.
Yeah, well, exactly. Everyone's going to say everything, but I mean, I would do. Yeah, you don't need to have the turnaround story. You know, because you don't have that super cheap product. 'Cause even $500, like it's still an expensive product to someone else. It's like the success product will be your book, right? When you
Yeah.
call these customers, that'll be the thing that they can buy.
Well, I'll say this. So the book, right? So this is. I don't know if you recall, but you and I talked about this a few months ago. And one of the things that I've been contemplating on doing is completely focusing on who I was 5 years ago. Which when
Correct.
we talked about this, it was I could absolutely help somebody that is looking to start a side hustle,
Yep.
right? And software and marketing are two ways that I know to get it done, and I've made six figures multiple times through different businesses in software and marketing, and I know that it works. I have the model. I can definitely help somebody earn some extra income. So I thought about, what if I rather than target businesses, what if I target people that are looking to earn some extra income? Just show them how to make more money online if they want to start a digital marketing agency or a software company. I know there's more people than businesses, but my thought process has always been businesses have more money than regular people.
Correct, but I mean, all the businesses that you're reaching out to aren't businesses, man. They are individuals. They're solo entrepreneurs. They're not a full-fledged business. So, in my opinion, the people that you want to build up from the ground up needs to just be a smaller product. It needs to be a cheaper product. It needs to be the 300, the 200, the 100, the $25 thing that's just really, really inexpensive. And if they get hooked and they love your stuff, then they'll spend more because they know you. Because what you said in the text message, brother, if there's anyone who knows it's going to be you, you said, I don't think they know me enough. I don't think there's any trust there.
Trust factor, yeah.
They don't. So if they know who you are because they see your YouTube or they see you all over the place or they see you on Instagram because those ads worked, right? If they can see all of that, then yes, if they trust you, they'll give you their money. If they don't trust you, they won't. And so what it sounds like is they don't trust you yet because they don't know you, so they're not going to pay you more money. But if you sell them a $10 thing, they'll say yes, most likely, and then they'll get to know you.
The risk is low.
The risk is low. And then they'll get to know you, and then they'll do business with you. So between now and then, have those VSLs, man. Have a good video sales letter. Do it through your Instagram rather than through your Facebook ad. Do it through your content. And you don't have to do content every day, right? You can do a 3-hour session once a week where you make 97% of your content. And just make it all about the struggle and make it all about the hustle and make it about how you've achieved success. Because I think what you just said there to me was very compelling. You made multiple six figures multiple times. I'm in. I want to know how. Tell me exactly how. Show me. And if you show me that and you go, hey guys, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. I'm going to show you precisely how I made whatever, $223,000 in the year of 2019 doing XYZ thing. And if you show me that and you go, if you want me to help you and hold your hand and do this exact thing with you, I'm going to have a program. It's entirely free. Come click and join. They click, they come to the webinar, you do webinar for them, you show them how to do it, and then you say, listen, if you want me to do this for you, it's $3,000. And if you want to do it by yourself, I just gave you all the material to do it. I love you so much. Bye. You do 4 of those a week, and your sales is back on, man.
Yeah, I want to be. I really like the subscription model, man. I want to figure something out where I can just have I can set up a subscription model with the right avatar, the right customer, right, and they're being served well, and I'm just collecting every single month.
Yeah.
For something we're doing for them, right, or could be software, could be marketing, but the subscription model for me, I really like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's whatever it is, whatever you're offering, that's perfectly fine. But that's the way you make that offer is you just got to give them, I mean, I don't know how I've never figured out a great way to do it other than free webinars where I just show them the keys to the kingdom. I give them everything and I go, here you go. I don't hold anything back. Here's the secrets. Go do it. And then I realized that most people are lazy and they don't do it. So they want me to help them. They want me to hold their hand and people will pay for that. But they now will trust you because they just been through an hour-long webinar with you. or however
Yeah.
long it is. That doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's building a relationship. It's that's I think the little piece that's missing.
Okay.
My issue has been that I think I'm running ads. These people like what the ad says. They submit their information. They have a conversation with me, and then I'm asking for $3,000 on the next call, and it's like there's no buffer in between.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like there's no trust being built. So, I was reading books on it, talking about marketing books from Dan Kennedy, talking about, why marketing fails. And that's one of the reasons is you're asking for the wrong things. And one of the things he said is, offer something small to gain their trust first. Like you're saying, like sell them something cheap that very low risk for them, but they can get results.
Exactly. Well, hey, John, I don't mean to cut you off. I have a webinar in 60 seconds.
No worries, man.
But hope this was helpful, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
I
it.
just love pouring into you, big guy. You're the goat.
Any recommendations on how I can make a quick 10 grand?
Free, yeah. Do exactly what I just told you to do. Create a free webinar, get people on that webinar tonight, teach them something, and then do a sale. Do it tonight. Send a bunch of people to a free webinar. I'm doing a webinar right now in 30 seconds, and it's going to be
live webinar.
Yeah. So
okay. All right. Well, I'll let you get to it, man.
All right, bro.
I got to figure out how to do it, but thank you.
Love you, John. You're the best.
Thank you.
See ya.